Well, hello there, everyone. You here, show you right here is the gold monument that you coloring activity right here, and basically that wouldn't work right here using Photoshop and Illustrator. But you see right here is that with this work right here, talk about it's like for the Statue of Liberty, and I know that while I was, this is a pen drawn sketch right here. I went and worked right here, some work right here using the Photoshop programs, and basically that. This talks about is to where like if we want to look at like what you call is like a gold charm, something that means a lot to us, especially for our birthdays. And I know that this right here would be an example right here of my birthday photo right here, and a few pictures right here of when I was young. And so anybody that may want to where if you're going to be struggling with like bills or any type of situations like anything that you may come up with to where that later on, and to where that for it's like for being a from the childhood, and like as well as for knowing about for being a an adult. But you see right here is that this talks about is like for the for the Department of Treasury. So I'm sure that most of us who have filed our tax return that they would see something kind of like this right here. And I was also thinking about maybe using like maybe like a check like a Department of Treasury like a check payable check, but on your hand that I was also thinking about too is to where if there was anything artistic that I want to add to, like say the Statue of Liberty, and I would put right here, the American flag right here, and as well as that a lot of times that I'm sure most of us here have seen the Statue of Liberty before, to where that the Department of Treasury checks as to where that a lot of times that about this part right here is visible right here. So thinking the best about I went ahead and add this right here. This will be like that like I if it would be like from based on say from kind of like from Liberty Island, but this right here, the way I went through this right here, to make it look like a little bit like a trophy. I'm sure most of us who have seen a trophy, what a trophy looks like, or if they have won a trophy, earned a trophy, maybe if it was like maybe at a golf tournament or anything like that. But but knowing about it, you have right here is like a trophy right here. So thinking about it to where that really that while I was looking at this, I was also thinking about it to where that especially on my birthday is to where that anything that if we were to be walking into like a gift shop, it is, and we may see something that we want to pick out something that we like to have, and one of those maybe like a greeting card or anything like maybe maybe like a dress code or anything like that, or a t-shirt or anything like that, or maybe if it was anything that was related to maybe coffee mugs, or anything anything related to like gift wise, as to where that you would maybe see interesting there at the gift shop. But the way I think about it, though, is like really that there's something about the Statue of Liberty, though. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of use right here as a Statue of Liberty right here, is to where I keep thinking about it's like for the Department of Treasury, is to where that with this the way this is arranged right here, that was most of us would think is to where that that would mean like for say for that the Statue of Liberty for the marks our nation for the 4th of July especially, and as for like an award to where that you'll be for any refund checks that more likely we may get on a tax return. But this right here is basically shows right here is like for like a birthday present. So I'm sure anybody that may wear this, where if anybody can remember from maybe what they got, maybe from their first birthday, or maybe from their seventh birthday party. A lot of times it was like a greeting, it was a birthday card, maybe with some money involved or anything like that. And like with anybody that they may wear, to where that if they can remember that the smell of the cash, to where that brand new dollar bills or anything like that, they would just print off from the Department of Treasury, that they would have like which calls like kind of like a smell to them, a smell such as to where that it smells like it smells like jobs, or it smells like money, or really, I'm like, what does money smell like? So I guess anybody that may want to, or really, I'm like, what does money smell like? Does it has a smell, but you're like Warren to where it smells like money. I'm like, it don't really smell anything in particular, such as maybe the Treasury Department, or maybe hard working at duties or jobs or anything like that. But let's just say that if you were be going to like maybe the bank and then or somewhere that where they would be able to to pay you cash or something like that, anything, any jobs in particular. So let's just say that on average to where that I'm trying to recall if there was if I did get paid any if there was any money where like a lot of times anybody say especially on your birthday that you're going to be paid just a little bit of money just for like you after you turn a year older, maybe after you turn 10, whenever you turn 12, 13, maybe when you turn 15, that you may see about maybe between, 10, 15, maybe $5 or maybe 10 or 25 or so dollars, in the greeting card. But this right here would be like, say, it's like anybody like Warren to where, yeah, oh, the Statue of Liberty. And then the way it just kind of stands like that. And I was also thinking about is to where that if I want to, draw like some spotlights at about right here is to where like have like the red, white, and blue like type of spotlight. I was also thinking about like a night light. Anybody that may want to where that you would maybe have like a Statue of Liberty night light, kind of like this right here, or that anything such as maybe that is something that you would want to keep in your room, or something, yeah, that something for like a gold reminder. So I use this right here for gold monument. Something to where there's something that means a lot to you that really that you want to keep, in keepsakes such as if it's a medal or maybe a awards member, certificate or anything like that. So especially on my birthday though, that I kept thinking about is to where yeah that after the 4th of July is over with, and it's like they usually that use goes by is to where that almost every year from the past, it's like every year for the for the 25 or so years is to where that I was also thinking about is to where that yeah that one thing that you can remember is like on your birthday, and anybody that may want to where that yeah that have you ever seen this? On the birthday cake, whenever you look at the birthday cake, do you remember seeing something like this? On the birthday cake, the parents or whoever, they would light the candles and they would say, "Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Matthew. Happy birthday to you." And you see maybe a few gold stars or some sort, and you have right here is my name right here, and it's like for United States Treasury. So anybody that may want to tour that yeah, that do we think that it would be kind of neat to see something like that placed on the birthday cake? So you're like Warren to where you may see candles, you may see graphic designing, writing, maybe in like say like a birthday cake, you may see a football or maybe a golf, graphic art or anything like that, on a birthday cake, chocolate covered cake or anything like that. So just thinking about it to where that on my birthday that I keep thinking about is to where a lot of things that you would maybe expect to see, and besides the presents and like say around Christmas time. So you're like Warren to where that you're like Warren to where that a lot of things that you like to see. But like so far as for gold monument, basically that gold monument basically means that I would use that word or phrase is to where that for the amount of years that were completed from whenever I was going to school, or that appreciation of a sound for like appreciation, or a moment for like appreciation to where that this is awarded to you for your week of service, or that your year of participating over there at the at the school, or if it's maybe for the completion of the job or anything like that. So it's basically like an award, and I know that I'm sure that anybody will like to say that really if there's any lamps or anything like that that you can really buy that include like say the Statue of Liberty. But I'm sure that like whenever I was young, that I would probably say that if they had like maybe a variety of choices, like if that you want to have a lamp, for go out, they say that anything that you want to get your ideas for what you want for a birthday present, and you're like wanting to, or yeah, the lamp, with the Statue of Liberty on, with that the statue represents freedom on the top. So I used to always think as to where that yeah, that for my birthday, that I keep thinking about. I want a baby blanket with with the American flag, American flag style design of for like a blankie. So that with the American flag, and I know that my birthday comes right around July, so I keep thinking though that yeah, the American flag. You want to have the American flag style design on a pillowcase or maybe on a blanket that you want to be wrapped up in something like that. And you're like, Warren Tour, the American flag? Okay, like, yeah, the American flag, because red, white, and blue around the time that, my birthday and on your hand too, that knowing about you since a lot of the work that I've been doing with my artistic talent and as well as like for graphic designing is the work I'm doing in class that represents like you for the or which marks is like you for my birthday and the 4th of July. So, and I know I keep thinking though, is like really that whenever we think about this as to where anything that we may expect on the birthday, and like thinking about it as to where anybody that looks at it is like say, well, where'd that come from? Well, that came in the mail. So whenever I think about this while I was drawing this, I was also thinking about it's like for gold monument used right here, the Photoshop where it's like you include like the gold monument right here, and then also thinking about as to where that yeah that from your 5th birthday or from your 10th birthday do you remember at all about as to where that anything that's what you call like did you even know what grants were and as well as like for academics or years or as well as a semester years completed and as well as for like any type of job salary and a student loan. So you're like Warren to where that whenever I look at this, I keep thinking is to where that yeah that this is like what you call something to where that I usually think about something like this whenever I think about all the stress that goes on, my daily schedule, and I keep thinking about is to where that kind of want to look about the things, it's like the happy thoughts as to where that's something that you like to look forward to. So you're like Warren to where a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety that go on, at work, and sometimes that you want to think about something like this to where something that represents freedom as well as something that you worked hard for and for like any type of appreciation. So that's just a thing that I keep thinking about is to where that a lot of that stuff to where that anybody will like say about is to where on your birthday especially to where you're like Warren to where necessarily to where that for like a brand new grade book is to where any updates like from Matthew's grade book and you're like Warren to where yeah your Department of Treasury but then you buy next year's tax return or maybe buy the tax return of 2008, 18, and I can also tell you, but here I have been, whenever I first was announced, first was introduced to YouTube, that would have been about back in 2008. So that would have been about right around, summer or fall of 2008 whenever I was first introduced to YouTube. So it was like, anybody that may want to where that whenever you first started working your activities and thinking about as to where what you wanted to talk about, what you want to use. And I know it was like the moon, a blue moon, and star night sky images, and as well as like other than like the coloring books. But other than that, it was like now it seems like to where people may think of it to where that you actually guide other people to where helping them about understanding about student loans and as well as other sources of activities. So I'm sure that like, I know my YouTube work has not been around, what you call, I say forever, to where yeah, that's, I could probably say that I was first introduced to it back in 2008, but then I did not get an account until 2010. So that's just the thing is to where anybody that may want to where that you would, how come you took you until 2010, just to be able to get into, I say, to become a member as like of YouTube. But I'm like, well, whatever I can arrange, and knowing about whatever I was able to work out later on. Whenever I was first introduced to YouTube, it's not like a teacher told me about it. I had to read a lot of the documents, especially to where just to create a YouTube account as well as for any videos I want to manage, especially. But you see right here is that with is like with my name right here, and anybody say that yeah, happy birthday Matthew, and then I kept thinking about it to where yeah, use the Statue of Liberty with the American flag right here. So that's a lot of times. I'm sure most people would probably say that you're looking forward to the 4th of July was, you would say, is an exciting part, and an exciting event it was. And for like gold monument, and I use that phrase, by the way, is to where that's something to where something that you work hard for, and then somebody else looks at it and then they become interested. And so gold monument basically means is to where a job to where that any updates or messages that basically that they say that to where that's your job to spread the word to where that hey, tell everybody this is what you know about, this is what you found out, GPA score or anything like that. And you're like Warren to where for the amount of years or so you completed, and so on about gold monument for how well you teach other people about the basics about lessons learned or anything like that, anything about education. So that's another thing I want to talk about too. And another thing too is about the United States Treasury. So it would have been about whenever I was about 16 years old, whenever I was first introduced to what you call is like whenever I start working. That's whenever that they gave me a form over there at work. That they gave me a form is whenever I would file my taxes. That they say that's a form that you need to provide whenever you file your taxes. And I can remember I asked, well, okay, what's this about? Like, well, they may they'll give you some of that back. So while you're working during that year, that they say that after the year is over with, this is about calculation about how much you made, and as well as if you'll be qualified, you'll get your money back. So usually that like for the Department of Treasury, that I know most of us would see that as to where that like a refund check, for based on our tax returns. So back when I was young, that only for about maybe $1 and only for my first birthday. When were you first introduced to all this stuff? When were you first trained about it? And then, really about the years of schooling that you may have had. And I'm sure with anybody that they like say that, after you get a job that you may have heard about it and thinking about it as to where anything that, like, whenever you file your taxes, that a lot of things that being knowing about is to where that the things that you would need to do, and as well as whenever you're going to be working your taxes. But like on the birthday though, that my birthday comes around in July, so that usually would be around at the time that whenever tax season's over with. So anybody that may warrant to where that you should not be getting anything from the state or from the IRS or anything like that about any documents, 1040s or so forms, and compared to like the student loans. So anybody that may warrant to where that you may not have to worry about until later on in the fall into next year. But that's just a thing as to where that like would say that this right here that I kept thinking about is to where I also mentioned about by the year 2018. By the year 2018, I use that by the way is like I may have mentioned in my other videos is about for other future possibilities. And I keep thinking that maybe graduation, but other than that, it's like maybe for a job. But I keep thinking it's like my birthday by then, and then maybe by my birthday by this year. I say that you have right here's the gold monument. The gold monument basically right here is like if we want to look at this as like like a game some sort. But whenever I look at this right here, I also think about the way I drew this right here. If I want to add like maybe like a little village or maybe a building in the background or some sort, but I can tell anybody here that I did not spend a whole lot of time tonight drawing all the details about, the part of the Treasury, maybe a few buildings, a little scenery of maybe a city of, New York City between Connecticut and maybe, other states, that connected. And I'm sure anybody say that, that would look great on a postal stamp. Have you ever thought about using that for like a postal stamp? This right here maybe will fit great on a postal envelope. So you're like Warren to where, you draw that sketch and then that would look good on a postal card on a postal stamp. But I'm like, really, if anybody asked me, would it be willing to take the job of doing like graphic designing work for like you say the postal service? So like anything that's done electronically, you do something like that, you draw a design like that, and actually have it available on, like we say, on the United States Postal Service stamps or something. But as of right now that I'm drawing this example right here as to where this was right here was like a trophy on like a birthday cake, on my birthday cake. So I could probably say that, yeah, after turning 32, that you would probably need maybe about, yeah, you would need 31 more of these or so. You know, it's like, yeah, one for good luck, and then maybe one for a few spankings. But on your hand, that I'm like, really, that I can maybe make more copies than just anybody that may want it to her. That really, I'm like, your next video, that your next movie or activity that could be used to where that picture that on a birthday cake. But as of right now, that this is like, for what I've drawn is more likely for what I can present you as of right now. So think about it to where anybody, they get something in the mail and they're like warranted to where if it's going to be a few stars or maybe a gold in it, maybe a pocket phone or anything like that. Like, what do you think that you would like to have on a birthday cake? So you have right here is my name right here, as well as for United States, United States Treasury, Department of Treasury, and I'm sure anybody who's had looked at their tax return check, and which I know that some people that may say if they're going to be getting direct deposit, that you may see as to where that you don't see all those details that they're advertised on a check, but you're like warranted to where whatever it means. But that since I've been following my taxes, and whenever I was, about that, yeah, this was me on my first birthday or so. That a lot of things that you're maybe not used to seeing, and you may think about as to where that you keep thinking that that whenever you're first working learning a lot of that stuff about whenever you're filing your taxes, that seems like everything just seems a lot different to where that if you make a mistake, and I'm sure that anybody probably say that you keep thinking, oh, did I do it right? No, I'll have to, like, well, I don't know if I'm ready to send it in the mail yet, or something's wrong, something needs to be corrected. So it seems like a lot of times I get that way to where that whenever I'm working on something, it seems like that there's going to be a mistake or an error. But on your hand, that I guess the chances are that there may be about about 3 or 4 of them, but still that whenever we file our taxes, that there could be per year there could be something a little bit different. So just thinking about it to where that I don't know, I might keep this as like a souvenir of some kind, as to where that anybody that may say is to where just to award yourself for honors, to where if you want to keep something like this saved on, like say as a screensaver, and you're going to go ahead and any receipts or you got to make a credit card payment or anything like that, keep something like this as a keepsake, to where it's like some sort of way of appreciation. So you're like wondering back whenever I was a kid, anybody that may warrant to her that that you wanted that gold trophy. You wanted that gold monument. You wanted that gold monument on your birthday cake. Like kind of like a trophy, but I guess I would look at it kind of like a trophy, but a gold monument. This activity would be called for the gold monument. The gold monument, you want that gold monument on your birthday cake, and you're like Warren to her that maybe it was not on the birthday cake, that it was something that was kind of what you call sitting next to you on the table, or maybe it was a lamp or a night light. You want to have something like this for a night light. So with anybody that may warrant to her that you draw something like what you call the gold monument. Okay, whatever that means, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to go ahead and think about as to where that get some ideas for what you want to use it for, such as that you want something like a gold monument that stands up maybe on your dresser in your bedroom, or maybe something that you can keep maybe in your wallet, or you want to have that on your nightstand, or maybe in the closet, or anywhere like that, something that stands that represents our nation. So thinking about as to where the way I would do this right here, and thinking necessarily to where right there's the American flag, and along with the stars right here. So anybody that may want to wear that for what we call amazing. But anyway, anything that we may get in the mail, especially. So you're gonna like want to, especially on your birthday, that you may get a few things in the mail, and somebody that may say, okay, what's this for? Where did it come from? So anybody that wanted to wear that, what's that? Where did it come from? And I know that, like with anybody, especially on your birthday, that you're going to want to think about something, to maybe get somebody jealous about. So you're like wanting to wear, oh, gold monument. What's a gold monument? And then by the time that somebody tells you about, like, well, I want one. So you're like worried to where that you see something that you think that's pretty interesting, and somebody says, well, you can't get one until you need to graduate, or hey, that you got to complete your number of years of study, just to be able to get one. So that's just the thing about anybody like saying about Roy. Any suggestions are more likely say besides from what we do know, well, from what we don't know, video is basically to where that really, I'm like, by the time you get somebody started with something that you and I will say is to where that, hey, I'm like, who started the whole thing? So anybody say that, yeah, you get a gold monument, and then that person got a gold monument, and then now this person wants a gold monument. So anybody say, well, how come I haven't got my gold monument yet? So I was thinking about it. Well, it's not your birthday, is it? I can, no. If anybody who's picking up retirement or anything like that. But anyway, but that's just a thing, though, as to where that if it's going to be maybe money or maybe a comic book or any source. But think about right here is like for a gold monument. So yeah, right there's the Statue of Liberty right there, and then for the United States Treasury, and then you have right here is like the Gray Book right here is like for for the gold monument, and then you have right here is with me enjoying my birthday dessert, and I don't know if that was if that picture right there was taken on my birthday, or it could have been maybe about a week after that. That would have been one of my pictures right there, enjoying my dessert. But I kept thinking about that. Yeah, you're used to seeing a lot of mail that is related to maybe the parents, or anybody that any mail. But I kept wondering to where that like I mentioned before, to where that besides bills in the mail, how many people that really want to have a gold monument, mailed to them? So you're like wondering to where, bonus checks, whichever it is, you're like wondering to where how many people want to have a gold monument mailed to them, and it could be like say like a certificate, kind of like this right here, and thinking about yeah that the gold monument would come in a package usually. It would come into a package, and then usually that you had the choices between gold and silver, or maybe there's going to be another color in particular, such as you white exhaust or anything like that. But there you have it, talking about, for like, the gold monument. I also think about, some of my Photoshop work I could have used for like, spotlights. And if this was like, maybe like a lamp or maybe a night light, anybody probably say, yeah, a Statue of Liberty that glows. And something that you work hard for, and that the company or school is going to maybe mail you something for like a trophy for appreciation of some sort. So I'm sure that like anything that like we say about 3 years down the road is to where that a lot of people don't look forward to paying back their student loans. And like tonight I was looking at some of them, and I was also thinking about necessarily to where that not too many students really that they don't want to look forward to having to deal with credit card payments, especially dealing with interest, because I know a lot of times with interest. But as you say is to where that, like I mentioned before, the mathematical type activity, to where that just take it one thing at a time, and on your hand you just keep yourself busy with work and anything else that you gotta do. And I'm sure that that time, I like that the time for how long it takes for you to pay it back, and I'm sure you may think it may take up to 3 years, it may take a little bit longer than 3 years, but either way, that just think about is to where like I mentioned before, is to where that the bill seems to be getting bigger. But then think about it to where think about something like a gold monument, something to where that maybe the bill is not really necessarily just related to you. After you get yours paid off, what advice do you think that you will be able to give somebody else? And that could be as to where that you work hard for their appreciation, and then that maybe that they may say is to where if you want to use like something such as to where a gold monument as an example, to where a gold monument may not exist. They may say that if you go anywhere in a gift shop, even anywhere online, a gold monument may not exist for any type of a tuitions or anything like that. So anybody that may want to where that you may be the luckiest person, the luckiest citizen here in the United States of America really to mention about gold monument of some sort to where something like this to where that nobody has ever heard of it until you mentioned it and they think it's it's a good idea or oh it's an alright idea. I'm like really who would want to have one of these in their homes just for appreciation? But on the other hand, that I also think about is to where that really that anything that maybe glows different colors and anything that they can keep in their bedrooms and anything that they want to keep for maybe for like a blanket, anything that they anything that they can wear or anything that such as blankets wise that they want to use is like to keep them warm at night or for like, yeah, that maybe during the winter time or summertime or some sort, anything that makes them feel proud. So the way I think about it, that's usually what I'd say is to what makes you feel proud whenever you go ahead and take care of your bills. So that's just the way I think about it too. So anyway, I guess enough of me talking. It's already over 30 minutes here. But anyway, have a nice night, everyone, as well as for a good day and think about so for anybody's birthday, it's going to be if it's going to be between July or August or maybe around September or some sort later on in the fall. That thinking about is to where that the question goes by is to where that is anybody going to be qualified for something kind of like the gold monument, no matter if it's their birthday or anniversary, is to where whenever they are due to graduate. Because I know quite a few people that I do know have already graduated back in May. So thinking about whenever August comes around the corner, thinking about as to where that some people probably say that yeah, your birthday is not until October, so you got to wait for your gold monument to come, or they may say is to where you got to complete a number of years of courses out of a semester or so. So it's like thinking about as to where that basically that the way I'm talking about right here is that for my birthday is that think about anybody like wanted to where yeah, Matthew, that he took his art, seriously, where like it became part of his career, and so thinking about it to where paying back his student loans and Warren to where that anything that kind of gets your mind off the stress and where you want to think about something such as the gold monument. But anyway, something is to where yeah, you want to whenever you're looking at that gold monument, just like a model helicopter or a plane that or a remote control car. Whenever you got that remote control car for your birthday back whenever you were 5 years old, but like the gold monument, that you wanted to pick that gold monument and you were even hugging the monument and you were even you were proud to say that yeah. And anybody say, well, what if you win the gold monument? Think about it to where whenever you win something about it, it's like you want to hold it and you want to you want to present it, you want to show it to a few friends, and a few friends want to look at it too. So think about anybody, like I say, whenever you graduate, something that shows like for it to be feel proud of, for appreciation. So anyway, so that's something else that like with anybody that besides money, besides a paycheck, I think that something like a gold monument is something to where you will want to keep in mind, to where something to be proud of, to where if it's going to be something on a birthday cake or something as a present to some sort, but to represent freedom for America as well, your birthday for America, but for the United States of America. But anyway, for continue paying our taxes and as well as doing our schoolwork, like happy studying, and then don't work too hard and thinking that just like for the United States Treasury, you have right here, stop us, your gold monument. Thanks and have a great day, and Man Make 25.